Just you wait till you see who we have in the studio.
You're going to love this.
I don't know if you can see this. Look.
Oh, my goodness, aren't they gorgeous?
Aren't they? Do you want one? Look.
Oh, can I have
how many?
5?
That's 3 so far.
We've got 5.
That's
Yes,
it, same
please.
2 again. 5 in total, Carol. What could possibly go wrong?
I think everything, Sal.
We're joined by Scottie dogs because, despite their popularity among Monopoly players, royals, even US presidents, Scottish Terriers have joined a growing number of British dog breeds on the Kennel Club's watch list amid fears that their numbers are dwindling. Not dwindling here, but nationally.
We've got quite a few here. We're joined now by Charlotte McNamara from the organisation, alongside Kath Marchbank from the Scottish Terrier Emergency Rescue Charity and Rescue Scotties. Are you ready for this? Savannah, Honey, Wobble, I've got Wobble, Lilibet and Macduff. Now, am I right in thinking Macduff is the puppy?
He is, yes.
This is Macduff.
This
Good morning,
is Duffy,
Macduff.
yes, the puppy.
10 months?
10 months old. Come today with Kath from the Scottish Terrier Rescue, really just to try to highlight that this really iconic breed is now at the Kennel Club's watch list to potentially be a British vulnerable breed.
What does that mean, then? How vulnerable?
It means that, well, if you compare, in 1947, we registered almost 6,000 of these dogs, and now we're at 400 registrations a year. So we are seeing a really quite significant decline. And I think it probably just relates to people's different tastes in dogs now and the different dogs that people see with their neighbours or on social media. They forget about some of these really iconic breeds.
Kath, you love them.
I do.
Why do you love them?
They're just something from a child. We couldn't have our own dog, and I used to go and knock on a neighbour's door and say, can the dogs come out to play? And there were 2 little Scotties. And it was in the day and age when people just used to open the doors and the dogs come running out. We used to take them to the park. The dogs would get fed up and then take themselves home. And so for my 21st birthday, it's what I wanted. And I've started with Scotties.
Be careful what you wish for, Kath.
That's it, yeah.
And what is it about Scotties? What are their qualities that make you love them so much?
Their willfulness. They are so willful.
These have been really well behaved.
They lull you into a false sense of security.
Oh, OK.
They like, you know, sometimes they'll play, they'll grab a ball, they'll fetch it to you, you'll throw it the day after, and no,
They won't.
I don't want to pick that ball up.
Unpredictable.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm really surprised that they're not more popular, because I'd have thought they were everything that the modern dog owner wants. I mean, they look lovely, they're not too big, they've got it all.
Yeah, they're described in their breed standard as loyal, courageous and highly intelligent. So you would think that's something that people would really want. But I think what we see really is that people will look at what their neighbours have or the dogs that they see on social media, and it's just really important to do your research and not miss out on other breeds. We have Discover Dogs coming up at Crufts soon, and people would get the opportunity there to actually go and stroke some dogs, talk to some people that really know these breeds, and do a bit of research in person.
So it's basically what's in fashion.
Yes, definitely. Driven by what's in fashion, and unfortunately...
That's such a shame.
Yeah.
That's not a way to choose a dog, is it?
I suppose it's always been the
Absolutely
case,
not.
though, isn't it, throughout history?
It's always been the case, but what we really try to encourage people to do, look, I've spent 10 minutes with Duffy and nobody could not fall in love with him, but you really need to go and speak to people who understand the breeds and figure out if that's absolutely right for you, right for your family and right for your life. So don't just pick a dog on fashion or on what they look like. Go and really speak to experienced people like Kath, and also think about rescuing a pedigree dog, like through Kath's organisation.
How many rescue dogs do you have?
Throughout the year, we've rescued and rehomed about 100.
Really?
Yeah. The last 2 years, we were down to 50, but the numbers are increasing.
And why is that? I mean, I suppose every case is different, but is there a trend?
There is a trend. As soon as the dogs have been on TV, everybody rings up, I want one, I want one. And the dogs...
Good luck this morning, then.
That's it. Yeah. The dogs, this breed of dog isn't for everybody. Sometimes we get people where they've been out and bought one, spent a lot of money on them, and then they feel that it's not the dog for them and they need to give it up.
Why would this dog not be for you?
They are so stubborn.
Oh, OK.
They are very quirky. I call them Marmite dogs. You love or hate them. And once you've had a Scottie, and if you love them, there's no other breed that matches up.
We were just saying that it's really hard. I mean, Macduff is, you say, 10 months old, here next to me, but he's got a face. He looks wise. He looks, dare I say it, old, doesn't he? You know, they all look kind of a similar age, even though they're different.
That's it. You know, the characteristics of them with the beard, the eyebrows, they're so iconic. So everywhere you go, people are stopping you in the street. They want to...
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
take a photograph of the dogs, meet the dogs.
Well, I tell you, funny you should say that. We've had a message in from Andrew Fisher. Morning, Andrew. He's just emailed. He said, when my sister Heather goes out for a walk with her two Scotties, Pip and Bertie, she gets stopped in the park so often by children who want to stroke them that her 45-minute walk takes twice as long.
Yep, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Maybe because they're more unusual now.
Absolutely, but I think it's that thing of if you are thinking about getting a dog, do utilise events like Discover Dogs at Crufts, but also speak to people, anybody who actually has lived experience with that breed, really get to know what they're like. As Kath said, some people love them. For other people, they might want a dog with totally different characteristics.
One thing that we haven't discussed, they do like to bark quite a lot, don't they?
They do. They're good guard dogs.
Yes.
So they will alert you, but if you train them properly...
Right.
You know, they're not really yapping dogs.
That's the word.
No.
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah, they're not yappers.
No, and I think that's part of that is training as well. So the really important thing when you get a dog is to understand its needs and the training needs for your dog. So again, events like Crufts, Discover Dogs, or where you can actually engage with people, understand how to train them properly and motivate them so that they're not kind of bored or disruptive or wanting to do any of those sorts of behaviours.
And when we talk in the news today, and other media as well, about the fact that, you know, Scottie dogs on the endangered list, I suppose there's a risk that all of a sudden you get an influx of demand and interest, and it's kind of managing that, isn't it, over time with the breeding?
It is, because sometimes people want to jump on the bandwagon. They think it's an opportunity to be able to make some more money from the breed. You know, so we don't want to encourage that. We want to encourage good breeding, do health checks first.
Yeah,
and
the right dogs with the right owners is what we want.
And they're full of personality, aren't they? So Wobble, who I'm looking after here, has mainly been hiding under the sofa quite a lot, but she's called Wobble for a very specific reason, isn't she?
She is. Unfortunately, she does wobble all the time when she walks.
She wobbles?
Yeah.
Doesn't walk in a straight line?
No, it's a characteristic. Unfortunately, she's got a syndrome called CA, cerebellar atrophy, and it does make her have this funny, that cartoon walk, basically. But she's so sweet with it.
She
loves
so
people.
Good.
She's gorgeous, isn't she? And look, there's the number on the screen. If you're watching this morning, if you've got a Scottie dog you'd like to share with us, if you've got a Wobble at home, get in touch. Zap that QR
Or a
code
Wobble at work.
and WhatsApp us a picture, and we'll try and show some Scottie dogs later on our social media channels. Oh, you're quite taken with Wobble, aren't you?
I like Wobble. Wobble likes me as well.
Oh, they're lovely. Thank you so much. I'm trying to imagine what your car's like.
Oh, I have a van.
I have an HGV. Yeah. Thank you all for coming in. Lovely to chat through.
Lovely
Thank
to
you.
speak to you.
Thank you, guys. Oh, look, Macduff's relaxing. Take care. We've been talking this morning about Scottish Terriers, how Scotties might be under threat because their breed isn't as popular as they used to be. But your inbox, our inbox, proves that wrong a little bit.
Yeah. Very popular with breakfast viewers. This is John Morsley sending in a picture of his Scottie dog, Lucky, watching the Scottie dogs on BBC Breakfast.
Debbie Elkin is in East Sussex. Hi, Debbie. She took this picture of mother and daughter Scotties, SB and Naughty. Love that name. She says they're both loving and loyal.
Nicola Power has written to us this morning, and she's dotty about Scotties. Look at this. This is Hamey, very well groomed. Nicola says Hamey is the female version of Hamish. Hamey is feisty, bossy, and loves chasing squirrels and playing football.
We've got Carlos. Carlos, the Scottie dog, is 16. He's cute. Carlos lives in Hastings with his owner, Ruth Jones. Ruth, very lovely.
Scottish Terrier Max is actually celebrating his 10th birthday today. His owners say he is the best dog they've ever had. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. One more. Florence and Belle live in Empingham with their owner, Sarah. She's had Scotties her whole life. She says she could never have another breed. We've had so many. They are lovely.
Yes, thank you for sending in all of those pictures.